In last night's Democratic debate, CNN and Chris Cuomo, who moderated it, and Hillary, who controlled it, really snookered poor old Bernie Sanders. And Sanders did very well. He gave his usual approach and his passion and his verve and his vigor, and he even was more explicit in negatives on Hillary, particularly about her votes in favor of TARP and various other votes that she cast. But the format was so stacked in Hillary's favor that Hillary ended up, I think, winning the night and gaining. Start with the fact that the debate itself was scheduled at Hillary's insistence, because she saw how she got clobbered in the previous debate. She saw her numbers going south dramatically, and she asked CNN to schedule this debate to bail her out. CNN obliged, and Sanders went along, and they set up a town hall forum, which is fine. The audience asked questions, but not as a debate, as three separate talk shows, Bernie, O'Malley, and Hillary. So you couldn't have an interplay, you couldn't attack the other candidate, you couldn't have anyone really pointing out the lies and misrepresentations that Hillary makes her stock in trade. And Chris Cuomo absolutely rolled over and played dead. He didn't do anything. One slight question about the emails, but nothing serious. A little bit of prodding on Benghazi, but nothing serious. And other than that, he let Hillary walk all over him. The very format was that Bernie spoke first. And then O'Malley came, which was kind of like the hole in the donut. And then Hillary spoke at the end, which meant that she basically was able to carry the day and there was no rebuttal. So Hillary got away with some whoppers last night. Like, for example, she said that, why is there all this partisan brouhaha about Benghazi when there wasn't an equivalent partisan fight over our troops being killed in Lebanon or the Khobar Towers bombing in Saudi Arabia? Duh. Because in those cases, we said it was an act of terrorism. In the Benghazi, you lied about what it was 7 weeks before an election and kept up the lie for the entire campaign. That's why. But Chris Cuomo wouldn't come back. Here you have a candidate under FBI investigation with daily more material piling up, indicating that an indictment, if not likely, is at least deserved, and not a single question mentioning the word FBI, and only the lightest of taps on an email. Cuomo said, do you concede that the email's private server was an error in judgment? He said, oh, no, not an error in judgment. I think it was probably a mistake given the focus on it, but no, I don't think it was an error in judgment. And then one of the questioners had the guts to ask, how come everybody says that you're a liar and dishonest? And she said, it's because of what everybody is making up about me. All of these things that they make up that are not true, that they charge me with, it really hurts in public. It hurts my image or something like that. And instead of coming back with a list of bill of particulars, Cuomo just let the thing pass. So there was a real opportunity to close this race last night, and it went away because CNN once more was complicit with the Clintons and the left and the Democratic Party. But there's been a very interesting development in yesterday's Fox News poll. Bernie Sanders, who has been stuck at 20% of the black vote in all of the Fox News polls, November 16th, December 16th, January 16th, January 4th, was stuck at 20%. Now, in this most recent poll, he's up to 27%. And that's a very significant change. Hillary's now leading him 59 to 27 among African Americans. At one point, Hillary was getting 84% of their votes. Now, this is very important because ultimately, Hillary will win or lose based on the stability and the tenacity of the black wall that she's erected, of solid, strong African American support. Because if she loses Iowa, which is all white, and she loses New Hampshire, which is all white, she goes to South Carolina, that's half black, and probably wins there with that in mind, and then goes to Super Tuesday, March 1st, where the bulk of the states are southern states with high minority populations. And in those states, the whites are usually Republican, and blacks make up more than half, typically, of the Democratic electorate. So that's kind of a black wall she can rely upon, a firewall that will protect her. There are relatively few northern states that vote on March 1st. Massachusetts, which Bernie will probably carry, Vermont, which he'll certainly carry, and I think Idaho and I think Minnesota. But relatively few. Most of the states are in the South, where Hillary will probably win. And unless Bernie wins in Iowa or New Hampshire, he won't have the momentum to overcome Hillary. But again, the real question is, as Bernie acquires this momentum, and as he begins to rise throughout the country, will he breach the black wall? Thanks for watching.